So, you just started using LinkedIn Premium. Now what? Well, on your premium company page, you noticed around 7.5 times more page engagement and 5 times more page views. Well done. And now, new clients are messaging you. All because you're using LinkedIn Premium, which helps you get the business growth you want. Think big, small business. Think big. Start your free trial at linkedin.com/premium small business. That's linkedin.com/premium small business.
5 a.m., I'm up with a crisp Celsius energy drink. Running 12 miles today. Grab a green juice, quick change, and head to work. Meetings, workshops. One more Celsius, no slowing down. Working late, but obviously still meeting the girls for a little dancing. Celsius. Live, fit, go. Grab a cold, refreshing Celsius at your local retailer or locate now at Celsius.com.
This episode is brought to you by Polestar. There's only one true way to experience the all-electric luxury SUV Polestar 3, and that's to take a test drive. It can go from 0 to 60 in as little as 4.8 seconds with the dynamic handling of a sports car. But to truly understand how it commands the road, you need to be behind the wheel. Up to 350 miles of range, the 3D surround sound system by Bowers & Wilkins. It's all something you have to experience to believe. So book your test drive for Polestar 3 today at Polestar.com.
Hello everybody, I'm Nicole Goodman.
And I'm Lauren Mishkon, and this is Self-Care Club, and today we are back to experimenting. It's an experiment show involving the vagina. We're combining vaginas and experimenting, my two favourite things in one show. Can you tell? I'm excited.
Is experimenting your favourite thing?
I love doing the experiment shows, and it feels like it's been so long since
Yeah,
we've done one.
It's back to basics, isn't it?
Yeah. We're testing out the Perifit. It is a Bluetooth-enabled fitness coach.
For your vag.
Yeah.
It's basically like a pelvic floor trainer where you play a video game.
Yeah.
Instead of like just following like a vibration, you just play videos with your vagina.
Yeah, it's a device that claims to strengthen the pelvic floor by turning it into a video game controller. And this is what self-care looks like at our age. It is no longer bottomless brunches with Prosecco.
What do you mean it is no longer? When was the last bottomless brunch you went to?
I don't know if I've ever been to a bottomless
I
brunch.
actually have.
Have you?
I went to a Fat Tony bottomless brunch.
Was that fun?
Yeah, it was so fun.
Was it more fun than this?
It was so much more fun than this.
Okay. Well, we're not doing bottomless brunch. We're doing biofeedback.
We should do a bottomless brunch.
Okay. I'm so down for that. But before that, can we talk about the pelvic floor? Because we have to.
I don't want to.
Well, we are going to.
I just don't want to.
Well,
I don't want to talk about my vagina anymore.
It's not about your vagina. It's about the pelvic floor.
Well, it is about my vagina, actually.
Actually, it's about the pelvic floor, which is a cradle of muscles that is slung across the base of your pelvis. It runs.
Tomato.
It's not. It's very important. It runs between the pubic bone at the front and your tailbone at the back. And your pelvic floor muscles in a woman support your uterus, your bladder, and your bowel, and they act as a support for your back and your pelvic area. It is one of the invisible parts of your health that you only notice when it stops working, a bit like a printer or your lower back. You only know about it not working when it stops working. Otherwise, you don't think about it, you know?
How can you compare the printer and the lower back?
Same thing. Because the printer you don't think about unless it doesn't work, and the lower back you don't think about until it stops hurting you. Do you know what I mean? It's the same thing. So that's what your pelvic floor is. It's not just your vag, it's a cradle of muscles that need to be kept strong. If you've ever been pregnant, your pelvic floor muscles are put under a lot of stress. They can become weaker and stretched, not from the birth, but actually just from the pregnancy. That can happen for 12 weeks. Yeah. And then it can lead to things like incontinence after birth. But that affects 1 in 3 women at some point. Yup. And 50% of all athletes. Did you know that?
I didn't. Why? Just the impact of their training.
It must be, yeah. And post-menopausal women are largely affected too.
That annoys me so much. It annoys me so much. I can't tell you, because they've taken all these years to look after themselves and look after their bodies. Or maybe they're not looking after
But they're not, because it's so extreme.
Yeah.
The training that they're going through, it puts terrible strain on their bodies, including their pelvic floor, right? When you've got declining estrogen, when you're postmenopausal, combined with aging, this can cause problems with your pelvic floor. Very, very, very common. Urinary incontinence is the most common type of incontinence. It's when you do a little wee, when you cough or sneeze or laugh or jump or run or skip or go on a trampoline. Very, very commonly associated with the onset of menopause, and most women never seek help. But what percentage of 48-year-olds do you think experience stress urinary incontinence?
60%.
50%. Half of all women who are 48 are experiencing this. And most of them don't do anything about it.
But how can they not do anything about it?
They just choose not to. They just buy some tenor pants and put it down, chalk it down to being part of life.
But then doesn't it just get worse and worse?
Yes.
So as in like it's not going to get better?
Certainly not going to get better, or self-repair, no. Also, 50% of women who've given birth can have a pelvic organ prolapse. Not all of them are problematic, but again, only 10 to 20% of affected women will seek help because of their symptoms.
We spoke about this in our menopause awareness month, didn't we?
Yep.
And they said that women are very hesitant to come and get help for these sorts of issues because they feel embarrassed.
Yeah. But actually, when you think about how much of the population is dealing with it, and also that it is their job to help you, please don't suffer. Please just go and get help. It's whatever is going on with you, there is no way that a doctor hasn't seen it before. You know what I mean? Like, you're not that special.
Yeah. And also, like, all of our bits are on the inside and all of a man's bits are on the outside. So we have to get these things checked. And they are a little bit more intimate and a bit more
invasive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good word.
So what can we do to help strengthen and prevent and even repair problems caused by a weak pelvic floor? Well, pelvic floor exercises, or Kegels, as they're sometimes called.
We've done that before. We've done a show on it.
Yes. We used the Intimina, I think it was called. Intimina or Intimina device, which buzzed, didn't it? We used it during COVID.
On a remote control.
That's the one.
That was a long time ago.
A real long time ago.
By all means, go back and listen to that show. I think it's called Pelvic Floor Trainer.
Yeah, it is.
And it's a very, very funny show.
It is. But you can keep your pelvic floor toned by doing these very small muscle tensing motions several times a day. It just involves tightening your muscles as if you were stopping yourself from doing a wee mid-flow. And there are very clear benefits to having a strong and toned pelvic floor. Your back, it's less likely to suffer aches and pains. I mean, would you even think about it?
Right. No, but it makes total sense.
You have more strength and balance to lift things properly. You love a bit of lifting things.
I do. Well, everyone needs to lift something.
You won't feel so achy standing on your feet for long periods. Who knew? Your bladder and bowel control are better, and you are less likely to suffer from stress incontinence now or in the future. It also can help you with your sex life. It can give you increased sensitivity during sex and stronger orgasms. And who doesn't want that?
Yeah. Right. So there's a lot of benefits.
There are so many benefits, but they are not for everyone. So just to say, sometimes for some people, if they have particular pelvic floor disorders or undiagnosed pain, then you should not be doing these exercises because they could worsen your symptoms. So please do go and see somebody before starting them if you think that you've got a problem. Okay.
What sort of problem?
Well, undiagnosed pain.
Okay.
For a start.
Okay. But nothing like a bit of incontinence or anything like that, because that's what it's for, right?
That's exactly what it's for. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The problem is with pelvic floor exercises that we are all told to do them, but they are quite boring. And it's hard to know if you're doing them right. And it's hard to know if you're making any progress.
But can you do them wrong?
Well, yeah, I think you can, as in you're not doing them tight enough or lifting high enough or lifting for long enough, or you're using your abs instead of your actual pelvic floor muscles. Because in this device, it tells you if you're using your abdominal muscles and not your pelvic floor muscles. So yes, and that's where this tech comes in. And there is a whole range of devices available and loads of different ones. But the general idea is you stick this little computer in your vag and then it tells you if you're doing it right and how much progress you're making. It's basically like a Fitbit for the vagina.
Yeah, that is exactly what it is.
Yeah.
It's in the shape of a mouse.
It looks exactly like the one we're using. So the one we're using, by the way, is called the Perifit Care Plus Advanced Kegel Exerciser. It retails at £139. I'm just saying we're not being paid by them, but I'm just giving you the info. It retails at £139. It's currently on sale for £111.
What a bargain.
What a bargain.
It's really expensive.
It's really expensive. It's an insertable device that connects to an app, and you control little on-screen games by flexing your pelvic floor muscles. That's what it is.
It's designed to treat things like incontinence, prolapse, and weak muscles after childbirth or menopause, and it helps increases sexual function.
Yeah.
It's all the benefits.
Yeah, but it also gives you real-time feedback. So it tells you when you're engaging your pelvic floor muscles properly and enhances your sort of technique and monitors it. And that's what it does. That's what we use.
How are you feeling going into the week? You know what?
What?
I know you so well now. Now, if you are newer to Self-Care Club, you probably don't realise that we used to do experiment shows, but that's how we started. That's how we started the first 4 years of Self-Care Club.
It is.
Was just every week we would do a different self-care practice and we would try it out. And then we would talk about our experience. That was the show.
Yeah.
And then we would ask questions like, how did you feel going into the practice? Have you ever tried this before? Did you have any preconceived ideas?
Yeah.
All of that. And then we go into how our weeks were.
That's the one.
Right? I don't need to ask you these questions now.
Why?
Because I know the answers. Because I know you so well, back to front and inside out.
All right, well, let's do each other's then.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how were you going into the week? You were excited, curious, and eager to see what it was like.
Yes. And how were you going into the week? I don't want to do it. I don't like it. I certainly don't want to talk about my pelvic floor on the show, and I don't really want to try it out. And I'm not interested in why have we always got to do these things.
Yep.
Have you ever tried this before?
No, you haven't tried it before, but I have seen it pop up on my Instagram and I've always wondered what it is like.
Incorrect. Yes, we've both tried this before because we used one during COVID.
Not on a video game. You haven't tried the Perifit before?
No, because it's new tech.
Right, so you haven't tried it before?
No, I have tried pelvic floor exercises before, with and without machine, but I've never tried this before. And you? No, I have never tried this before because it's new tech, and it would never have come onto my algorithm if you weren't so obsessed with vaginas.
Yep.
Okay.
So that's how we were feeling going into the week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Want to tell me about your week?
Should we go to a break first and then we'll tell you?
Yeah.
God, let's do that.
If you've shopped online, chances are you've bought from a business powered by Shopify. You know that purple Shop Pay button you see at checkout? The one that makes buying so incredibly easy? That's Shopify. And there's a reason so many businesses sell with it, because Shopify makes it incredibly easy to start and run your business. Shopify is the commerce platform behind 10% of all e-commerce in the US. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/promo. Go to shopify.com/promo.
Hey business owners, we know you know the importance of maximizing every dollar. With the Delta SkyMiles Reserve Business American Express card, you can make your expenses work just as hard as you. From afternoon coffee runs to stocking office supplies and even team dinners, you can earn miles on all your business expenses. Plus, you can earn 110,000 bonus miles for a limited time through July 16th. The Delta SkyMiles Reserve Business Card. If you travel, you know. Minimum spending requirements and terms apply. Offer ends 7/16/25.
Your gut affects everything, even your mood. So Ollie created 2 brand new products to take care of your insides. Ollie Big 10 Probiotic has 10 strains of probiotics, their most ever, to support a healthy gut microbiome, immune system, and stress response. And Ollie Super Good Superfoods delivers 15 superfoods in tasty gummy form. Find them at ollie.com and exclusively at Walmart. Ollie! These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
This episode is brought to you by Liquid IV. When you hydrate with Liquid IV, you're powered by Hydroscience. Hydroscience is Liquid IV's science-backed formula with an optimized ratio of electrolytes, vitamins, and nutrients. Experience great-tasting hydration for mental clarity, physical endurance, and overall well-being. Sip into something that up-levels every moment. Liquid IV. Tear, pour, live more. Visit us at liquidiv.com.
Come on.
Oh, I'm going first.
Yeah, this is your practice. This is all for you.
I've got voice notes.
We are going
Retro.
back to basics.
Are you ready?
It's been so long since we've done an experiment show with voice notes. This feels so retro. I've opened the box. It looks exactly like a mouse. It is the same size as a mouse. It has a long tail, but it's lilac. It looks a little intimidating, to be honest. Also, there's a whole app thing, scan the QR code thing, read the instruction manual. So I'm already feeling very tech phobic of this, but I am going to give it a college try. My best shot. Here I go.
Then I was worried, like, is Nicole going to read the instructions?
I knew you were going to say that. You have to read the instructions.
Well, yeah, and
Because
there
you
aren't that
can't-
many.
No, because you can't really get it going unless you read the instructions.
And they're not complicated.
And
to be
also because you
honest.
take this contraption out and it's like, well, what bit goes where?
Yeah.
So you do actually have to read the instructions.
I mean, it's fairly obvious which bit goes where.
No, it isn't, because it's a very long tail. And I
Yeah.
thought, well, what's that for? But once you insert it, it's very clear
obvious.
to pull it out.
Yeah, but you also got to make sure that the little lotus stopper is facing upwards.
But why?
I don't know why, because of the tech inside it, I guess. Otherwise it would be upside down and then you'd be squeezing on the wrong bit of the sensor, I'm guessing. I don't know, I just followed the instructions like a good girl.
Oh my god. Okay, it's in. I've played my first game. It's a bit like playing Angry Birds with your vag.
Yeah.
It's very weird. It takes a bit of getting used to. Then it's really fun. And then I wanted to play the next game. And it's a woman doing the long jump. The long jump? Is that what they're called? What are they called when you jump over the stiles? Anyway, you have to
Hurdles.
relax for her to run and then you have to squeeze for her to jump over. It's like 1,000,000 degrees out today, so I'm in a sundress in my bedroom doing this, feeling like I'm doing something really naughty when I'm not. I mean, it is much more fun than normal pelvic floor training if you can be bothered to do pelvic floor training. It's very clever, actually.
It's the closest I've ever come to the Olympics. Or hurdling for that matter.
She wasn't an Olympic hurdler.
Oh,
she was.
she was.
Oh, she was. You're right. She was.
She was.
You should be able to make your own avatar.
Oh, good point.
I would say that. And maybe that'll be like the next version.
Yeah, because she was blonde.
Also, I just want to look at myself. Well, not, you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Okay. I mean, I felt like I really wanted to get this woman over the hurdles, and I think I managed.
Sometimes you had to jump really high, which meant you had to squeeze extra
really
tight.
high. Yeah, for a long time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. You had to like hold some of them for like 10 seconds.
Ages.
It is still 100,000,000 degrees outside, so it's kind of okay to have no clothes on to be doing this. But again, I do feel like a bit of a weirdo sneaking off to my bedroom with this vagina mouse. Vagina mouse. I've just played a game where I've popped bubbles with my own pelvic floor muscles. I just keep wondering how competitive Nicole's being with this and if she's enjoying it and if she's wondering if she's going to beat me. And I just really want to hear how she's getting on with this.
One more thing to add, two more things to add to my week. Firstly, I find the name of one of the games that you play, Flappy Birds, entirely appropriate yet inappropriate. Yeah. And also secondly, it says to do them sitting up. Did you do them sitting? What position were you in when you did the exercises?
Well, firstly, I was sitting on the floor. You can't do it sitting on the floor.
No. You can't.
No.
No.
So then I sat up.
On a bed?
I was actually sat on the toilet because, I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
Because I had a whole household of people.
So you had to lock yourself in the bathroom.
Because, like my household is just busy.
Yeah.
As you said, you're on your own a lot.
Yeah.
I am never on my own.
Yeah.
And I was just about, I had a clear afternoon. I'd finished some editing and I thought, okay, now is a good opportunity for me to go and do my practice. And as I was trotting off upstairs with my new Perifit in my hand, my daughter and her boyfriend walked through the door.
Oh, not appropriate. No.
Well, I wasn't going to do it there.
No, I know.
But then they're chatting and they're chat, and
Yeah.
we're snacking and everything.
Yeah.
And then I said to them, right, I'm going up to my bedroom now. And Daisy often walks into my bedroom and is often in my bedroom chatting to me. And I said to her, do not come in. Mm-hmm. She's like, all right, thinking I'm being weird. So then I just locked myself in the bathroom.
Yeah, okay, understood.
That's why I was sat on the toilet.
So I sat on the bed to do the first round or whatever it's called. Step whatever it is. Level
Game.
1.
Game.
No, level, the whole level. I did the whole level sitting on the bed. And then I found that I couldn't do it as well as when I was lying down. And when I lay down and did it, I increased my contractions up to 100%. So I found that really interesting, that when I'm lying down, my pelvic floor is much stronger than when I'm sitting up.
But then I wonder if you should be sitting up to do it, because then maybe you're having to work harder.
Maybe.
And train them hard. I wonder if you're training them harder. On certain exercises at the gym, in certain ways you can sit in certain positions or put your feet in certain positions that make it harder or easier.
Yeah.
So I wonder if it's the same thing, but you're contracting a different part of the muscle.
Maybe. I mean, it is because it is quite clever. And then you can see exactly what it is you're doing. Where is it? I took some screenshots somewhere. Contraction quality 72%. My objective was 76%. But when I lay down, I got it up to 100%.
Oh, so maybe then be laying down.
I don't know.
Okay, shall I tell you about my week?
Yes.
So, it's Angry Birds. Angry Birds fall down below. This could not be more Lauren if we tried. But obviously I'm going to give it a go. Okay, I've done it. It's actually not that easy. It's actually quite difficult. At one point I felt a little bit out of breath.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's harder than it seems.
Because there were certain ones on the, I don't know if it was the running.
Yeah.
There was
hurdling.
There was a running one.
Yeah.
Was it the hurdling? No, there was a running one.
The hardest one is when you're flying the bird through the pipes.
I didn't do that.
There's a really narrow pipe and you have to squeeze,
get into it.
Squeeze a little bit, but if you squeeze too high, you kill the bird.
But also what you're doing is as you're jumping up and then coming down, you're having to control your pelvic floor.
Very
so you're
much,
having to grab things in the sky.
Yes.
And I wasn't grabbing them all. Were you grabbing them all?
Yes.
Every time?
Not every time, but pretty much, yes.
I mean, I wasn't. I was not grabbing them all.
I actually found it harder to come, when you go up an arch, then you have to come down an arch, but you have to kind of release your pelvic floor quite slowly to catch all the rings.
That was very difficult.
And that's harder because sometimes you just release and then you drop to the floor and then you don't get all the rings. So that was a bit harder. Yeah. Sometimes you've got to hold it up really
and then once you're at the top, you have to hold it for 10 seconds.
Yeah.
I found that really hard.
Yeah, it's quite hard. And then there's special rings.
Maybe I'll lie down next time.
Try.
It also takes a while, 8 minutes. Who's got the time for that? Am I going to be doing that every day? Can I bother to do that every day? I've got to do my skincare. I've got to do my infrared light. I've got to do hyaluronic acid. I've got to take my nootropics. It's enough.
It's a lot. And also because then it tells you what it recommends for you.
Yeah.
Mine was 8 minutes, 5 days a week.
Was it?
Yes.
Mine was 10 minutes 3 times a week. It wanted me to do.
It's still a lot.
I have to say, I do think the pelvic, it is exactly what we said in the intro. It's fine until it's not fine. And when it's not fine, you really need to sort it out. And if you can do something like this that is slightly fun and isn't just so dull. Because I always used to say to my birth clients, do your pelvic floors while brushing your teeth. So 2 minutes in the morning, 2 minutes in the evening.
Yeah.
But it's quite boring. But I suppose brushing your teeth is quite boring. You just can stand there and do them. But this is not boring. This is quite fun.
This is not fun.
I found it quite fun.
I didn't find it that fun. My contraction quality, it says 54% and my objective was 57%.
Interesting. But that must have been because you did the calibration at the beginning, right? Right.
Yeah,
so it calibrates where you are and it's trying to get you better.
And then my strength was 201 grams and my objective was 212. I don't know what any of that means.
No. But it's basically just training them to be stronger and stronger the more that you try. And then the exercises get harder when you jump to the next level.
Yeah.
So I think it's a really good device.
It is a really good device. It's really clever as long as you use it. But you can say that with any part of self-care.
You can.
You have to invest your time into it.
But I think if you have got some issues that can be, remedied just by using this.
Yeah.
It's probably worth 100 odd quid if you can afford it.
Yeah.
Just so you're getting it done,
Yeah.
I think I quite rate it.
Well, it guides you through it flawlessly.
Yeah, and it's
easy.
It
kind of distracts you from what you're actually doing.
Exactly. And my God, if I can do it, like set it up and get it working, anyone can. You literally press a button. You download an app and that's it.
It is really easy to do.
It's really simple.
It really is easy to do.
Yeah.
So in that respect, yes, it's like foolproof.
Very user-friendly, I would say.
Very user-friendly.
Yeah.
Very little instructions. You really don't need any. It's all on the app.
Even for tech phobes like me.
Yep. Yep.
It's not something you can really do in public. You've got to have...
You can't not do... It's not something you can't not really do in public. You cannot do it in public.
You cannot. But, normal pelvic floor muscles, you could sit and wait for a bus
I'm
and do
doing
them.
it now.
Do them on the tube. I'm also doing them now. You can do them anywhere. No one knows. But this, it's a bit... You're playing a game. Although imagine if you were just on the tube playing a game. No one would know how you were controlling that game.
Yeah, but then you've got to walk out of the train. You've got it still,
The thing is, it
inserted.
does have a very long tail. Like a man's like having a very
You can't
long,
leave
thin,
it in and walk.
long, thin willy.
No, you can't
out.
walk around with it.
I don't think you could.
No, it will fall out.
Well, not if you have strong pelvic floor, it won't fall out. I don't know if it would fall out. I didn't try walking around with it.
It would fall out. It's very big.
It's big enough.
It would fall out.
It's the mouse tail. It's a weird looking thing, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
It is. But I do rate it.
I do too.
I'm here for it. And I think it's very good, especially for women our age.
Should we go to summary?
I think that was the summary.
Oh. I'm just going to say I liked it. I think it's quite expensive. And I don't think that a lot of people have got $139.99 or whatever it is to drop on a pelvic floor device. Having said that, you just should, and if you can, always invest in your health. And if you need to strengthen your pelvic floor and you don't want to do it without a contraption, it's something good to invest in, no?
Yes, but you can also do it without the contraption.
You can. But this gives you the feedback and how well you're doing it.
It does, but I guess it's like joining an online community for exercise. I mean, of course you can exercise for free where you don't need it, but then if somebody's giving you a bit of help, then that's great too. If it forces you to do it a bit more.
Come on, the big question.
Is it coming in the club? No.
Why?
Because I think it's a lot of money and I think you can do this on your own. I think it's fun and I think it's gimmicky, but I don't think it's anything more than that.
Okay.
You?
I actually quite rate it. And I'm not really a gadget person, as you know. Don't even have an Apple Watch.
But it's to do with the vagina, so you're here for it.
But I'm here for any women's healthcare gadgets. I'm here for it. I like it.
I knew you would. I didn't even need to record the show to know that you were going to love this.
And yet you did.
I did.
Are you going to carry on using it?
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
Great.
Listen,
I
I'm in
am
the
too.
thick of the perimenopause. We've been gifted this piece of tech. I'd be stupid not to.
Yeah, I
Right?
agree. Like,
I can do it whilst I edit a show. Oh, I can't really.
No, you can't because you've got to play the game.
Yeah.
Only a couple of times a week. I am definitely interested in keeping my pelvic floor strong and healthy. And
I'm going to ask you in a
month.
month's time how many times you've used it. I'll guarantee you would have used it 0 times.
Let's see, shall
Yes,
we?
we shall. We will be back next week with another episode of Self-Care Club. Please email us, be in touch, hello@theselfcareclub.co.uk, and do your pelvic floors.
Discover Cambon Podcasts, conversations and audio documentaries imagined by Chanel that explore what inspires fashion. literature, cinema, dance, and savoir-faire. This series of rendezvous gathers artists and friends of the house. Listen to Cambon Podcasts at chanel.com and on the streaming platforms.